This is the book of Revelation, chapter 12, verse 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Revelation chapter 12 and verse 12. Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Wadash. Double honors to our venerable apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and peace and blessings to the Lord's elect, the house of David. Okay, so Brother Haran coming back at you with another lesson. Lord willing to be edifying and uplifting unto the elect. And I have an article here going into the signs of the times. All right, I believe today is the 27th, all right, of May 2024, the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble. And definitely Jacob's trouble indeed. All right. Now, this article here, all right, pretty much sums up what is about to befall the face of the earth, as we just read in Revelation, the 12th chapter, as prophesied by the Apostle John, okay, on the Isle of Patmos, that before the coming of our Lord, there's going to come a time of the trying of our faith. Okay, those of us who believe on the words of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, all right, pretty much everyone around the world, there's going to be a coming of a trying of our faith. Okay, and basically the rulers of this world, the so-called elites of this world, have an agenda of complete and total control over the whole entire planet. And in order for them to crown their enterprise with success, they'll have to bring a situation of chaos and hell upon this earth, and then through that, all right, have an emergence of the MOTB, okay, which is going to be their crowning of their so-called enterprise, okay, which is complete total domination over the whole entire earth. As is written, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. Okay, so we're seeing the wicked, all right, at work, being that we are in the last days. Okay, so let's read. This says World Health Organization, which is the WHODAT. One Health, Trojan horse is just weeks away. The world is just a few weeks away from the global acceptance of the World Health Organization Pandemic Treaty, known as WHODAT. This treaty includes the One Health agenda and is designed to balance the health of people, animals, and plants as though all three are of equal value. Right, and again, this is just basically them having a control and power over the whole entire earth, like I said before. All right, but this time, not just the people, but everything that you see. Remember, the agenda is to have everything be digital. Okay, so in order to function in this new digital age, all right, you're going to have to be a part of that digital system. Hence, you have something known as the Internet of Bodies. Okay, so it's a what is called a panopticon. Pan meaning all, and opticon going into optics, which means to see. All right, all seeing. Okay, so in order for them to have that all seeing / Big Brother society, all right, they have to slowly bring these things in. Technology, all right, being merged into nature. Okay, that way they can have the control over the nature. All right, so continue, says One Health. Adopting the One Health approach will affect multiple aspects of everyday life, from agriculture and farming to livestock and food production to environmental issues. The quote One Health agenda is designed to globally declare possible endemic type risks, which will naturally lead to forced lockdowns and restrictions placed upon the private sector. Okay, now this is also going to bring in prophecy, all right, because these days are evil. Okay, there's a book of 2nd Ezra chapter 16 and verse 17. It says, woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? Okay, and those days is talking about now. All right, these days all the way into, all right, the time of the full fulfillment of Jacob's trouble. Okay, we're inching closer and closer to that. This article, like I said, will pretty much round everything up for you. Okay, but let's get this real quick. Let's see. Let's get this in the book of 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse 17. It says, A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Okay, so the One Health so-called agenda right here, let's bring that back. It says the One Health agenda is designed to globally declare possible endemic type risks, which will naturally lead to forced lockdowns and restrictions placed upon the private sector. Okay, so a man desiring to go into a city and not being able to, all right, basically because of the consequences, or I guess the circumstances of society, right? Maybe you might have like, as we're reading, the restrictions, the lockdowns, and so on and so forth, but also maybe the violence, right? Being in fear, all right, of going outside and never coming back. Okay, because that's the times that we're about to enter into. Okay, where your life is not guaranteed lest you're of the elect. If you're of the elect, you're going to be made an example of. The Most High is sending them death angels out there, and they're going to be cooking left and right. Okay, because the wickedness of people is at an all-time high. Okay, it's gotten out of hand. Okay, people want to turn a blind eye to it, and make it seem like this is just the norm. You see, and so it paves the way for those who speak against this so-called norm to be looked at as crazy. All right, to be looked at as anti so-called what? All right, whatever the case may be. But ultimately, this is what the Lord said will happen. Okay, that the men, that the true servants of the Lord will be sighing and crying in these last days for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. Okay, and those men who are sighing and crying have a spiritual mark of exemption from that judgment that's yet to come upon the face of the earth very soon. Okay, because the Lord is the one who's given the go-ahead, all right, to his power on the left-hand side, which is spiritual demon Satan. Okay, and he's going to disseminate that power through his physical counterpart on this earth known as Esau Edom. Okay, as it says in Revelation, the 6th chapter. As a matter of fact, let's pull that up real quick. Okay. All right, that red horse, okay, that power was given to him. Okay, let's see. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 6 and verse 4. It says, "And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth." Okay, so now we're reading about what the Hudat is planning to do, right? You're hearing about the so-called H5N1, all right, thing that's brewing in the background. All right, let's not take our eyes off of that, because they got plans for that. They got plans to use that as a driving force, all right, for the next phase of the so-called agenda. Okay, people are not paying attention, but that's fine. All right, when your freedoms are being taken away this summer, all throughout to the next year, then you're going to start waking up and start putting the pieces together, but it's going to be too late at that point. Okay, that's why they're doing all these things behind closed doors, so people don't catch on to it. Okay, and then when we bring it out, we're called conspiracy theorists, and we're disseminating so-called misinformation and disinformation. That's their pitch. Don't listen to these guys. Whatever they're saying, though it may be true, just don't listen, because it doesn't line up with our agenda. You see, just pay attention to the distractions, the left, right, no, focus on prophecy. Okay, and you'll never go wrong. All right. So it says what? And the power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword. And what is that great sword going to do? Revelation 12 and 12. He's going to use it because what? He's going to use it in his wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Okay. So let's go back to the article here. All right. It says the solution will be more mass Venesas, and for the safety of the general public, more types of surveillance on private citizens. Okay. It says in 2018, the National One Health Steering Committee, the technical working groups agreed to a 5-year strategic plan. Part of that strategic plan is the Global Health Security Agenda. What is that, you say? The Global Health Security Agenda is a global effort to strengthen the world's ability to prevent, detect, and respond to infectious disease threats. Okay, and those infectious disease threats, as you can see what's going on, I'll give you a quick scenario. Lately, you've been hearing that, the so-called H5N1, again, that same example, all right, has been spread into humans, right? Now, in a few more months, Whenever people start coughing and sneezing and all that regular stuff that people have always been doing, now they're going to demonize that and make it seem like an actual life threat. You see, now if you're in your house and somebody, oh, lo and behold, somebody hears you coughing or sneezing, they call the authorities. Okay, because everybody's in fear of their lives. Oh my goodness, oh, somebody just sneezed. Oh, they'll come in and check in and see if everything is okay. Things might not be okay. They might have to take you away and isolate you from the public, because they have a bill which soon might be a law even here in New York, right, where people can be isolated, taken into quarantine camps and so on and so forth. All right, so that they don't, they don't become a health threat, so called. You see, and they actually show you that in the movie Songbird, okay, where the health minister or whatever they call them, right? Whenever somebody shows some form of sicknesses or disease or whatever, they'll call them in, and then they'll come and inspect, make sure everything is good. And that shit was tyrannical as all hell, man. You can't be a human being anymore. You see what I'm saying? And that's what they're pushing for. All right, because this thing covers all bases. So remember, they said you will own nothing and you'll be happy. They never said we will own nothing. No, you will own nothing and you'll be happy. All right, because they'll own it all. Okay. So continuing, it says more than 70 countries, including the United States, have signed on to the GHSA, which is the Global Health Security Agenda Framework. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, NOP, right, because they don't prevent these things, they have control over these diseases, right, which works directly with other governments, plays a leading role in supporting progress towards the GHSA targeted goals for 2024. Interesting. The WHO-Demic Agreement. The most recently updated version of the WHO-Demic Agreement, had last amended on April 22nd, is designed to redistribute wealth and protective equipment away from the U.S. and establish a global governing board with little accountability to U.S. citizens. That's a problem. Okay, that is a problem, because this only shows that America will indeed become a third world country very soon. On the onset of the next emergency or health emergency crisis, all right, you're going to see the most miserable state of Americans you've ever seen. Okay, because now you realize that, damn, that the government don't really care about us because they're not in control. Okay, whether Trump comes in or whether Biden stays in or whether Kamala Harris, whoever, it doesn't matter. Okay, they will not be in control anymore because America has signed on to this so-called One Accord Treaty. Okay, and as we read, you will understand why I say what I'm saying. All right, so let's continue. It says, the WHO has made it clear that it intends to involve itself far beyond the aspects of possible endemic outbreaks. See? So it's not about world health. Okay, when they talk about the world health, they're talking about everything that consists of people's living. Okay, that's it. It's not really about, when you think of health, you think of more of people being not sick, right? You're healthy. No, it's talking about the well-being or the state, the condition. So really, we should say the World Condition Organization. The condition in which the world is going to be in is going to be under their control. They will be the ones to dictate what you do and what you cannot do. Okay, so it has nothing to do with health. That's just a play on words, if you will. But as we're reading, you're seeing the true agenda of who they really are and what they're trying to do. Okay. It says the latest agreement calls for WHO to be hands-on with such items as climate change, poverty, and hunger. See, those three things right there, driving force to the MOTB, baby. Okay, because climate change goes into what? It goes into these so-called natural disasters. I believe you had, was it a couple of days ago or yesterday? There's a huge, I don't know if it was a tornado or whatever happened in the Midwest. All right, and we talking about, like, they said hundreds of people, if not thousands, were wiped out. It has to be hundreds. Okay, and it's like big deal. You know, they show you the videos and shit. You see houses destroyed. I mean, damn. I'm like, yo, 15 years ago, this would have been all over the news. It's like, yo, damn, what happened? Like a tornado really ran through these states and so on and so forth. Nowadays, it's just like, ain't nothing going on. Don't look over here. You know, and because they're not putting emphasis on a lot of these things that's going on, people are not really alarmed, and that's the whole goal. Do not alarm the people of what's going on, because it ties in perfectly with biblical prophecy, end time biblical prophecy. You see, you got the so-called church turning gay, all right, alphabet crews are the whole nother level. Okay, you got so-called presidents being caught up in all kinds of scandals and weirdo shit, and people just don't even care. You know, there's race war brewing, the country is being invaded, all right. It's just crazy, man. Things are happening and people are not even paying attention. You know. Anyways, continue. It says some will say this is all about money, pharmacies, hospitals, and those who gain financially. However, according to a Wall Street Journal article from April 2021, 40 new billionaires were created and over 200,000 small businesses were destroyed in the US in 2020 alone. Okay, the last demic was not about wealth, it was about wealth transfer. When this demic agreement becomes binding, nations will still have the right to adopt laws, but only per the Charter of the United Nations and the Hudat Constitution. Countries cannot make changes that are incompatible with the Hudat Demic Agreement. Okay, so if you make any, if you try to make any changes, and I believe we brought this out before, that any country that's signed up to this agreement can't get out. Now, if you try to get out, guess what? Everything that you are supposed to be doing when you signed on in the first place, you got to maintain that. You can't stop all of a sudden. Okay, and that's what they're setting up. All right. It says support for abortion. The Hudat Demic Treaty, as it is written, would authorize funding and support for abortion. The agreement obligates nations during demics to ensure the provision of essential healthcare services, which means abortion would be considered an essential service. Now, why do you think that is? There's a movie, I forget the name of it, something of men, right? And it was almost like there are no children, no one was allowed to have children, and so on and so forth. And this one lady had a baby, and you know, the man was with her, and he was trying to like escape. I forget exactly what the details were. I had seen this movie a long time ago, right? And they were trying to escape, and it was basically like, make sure that nobody sees this baby because they're gonna kill it, right? They're gonna take you, they're gonna arrest you, and so on and so forth. So to make, you know, abortion or support abortion is basically an entryway to say that we're gonna finally make it mandatory. If you're pregnant or you have kids, it's gonna be illegal to do that. Okay, all because of population control. All right, and they show you that in movies all the time. They make movies and they depict some of these things. You know, and those of us who have that spirit, all right, it tells you now, was that 1st or 2nd Corinthians 2:11? Let's say you should get an advantage of us, for we're not ignorant of his devices, right? We pay attention to these things. We watch movies with a spiritual eye. We don't watch movies for entertainment. We watch it with a spiritual eye to pick out whatever these directors are putting out there, whatever predictive programming they're putting out there, whatever subliminal messaging they're putting out there, right? Whatever revelation of the method that they're putting out there. All right, we're picking out all these things, okay, and filtering it through the scriptures. All right, that's how you understand what the hell is going on. Okay, so continue. Says disease X. That's too much. I'm not gonna read that. Let's see. There you go. A treaty, an agreement, or a framework. It says, it is pointed out that the Hudat refuses to call this treaty a treaty. They are calling it an agreement or a framework. If it is called a treaty, it would have to be submitted to the treaty process in the United States, which could delay or even derail this agreement. Congressman Smith says, quote, "This is not a fast track." Or no, it's like it says, "This is on a fast track. Much of this has been done without very much scrutiny or insight." Now, why do you think that is? Right? Micah, the second chapter, tells us that what they do these wicked things, all right, in the dark, and then they bring it to light. All right, woe to you that let's see if I can bring it out real quick. I don't want to butcher that. Let's see. All right, it's the book of Micah, chapter 2, and verse 1. It says, "Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand." Right? So when you're working evil upon your beds, that means that you're working, all right, in secrecy. Okay, you're conspiring, you're breathing together. Okay? They shoot those secret arrows. You know, they're preparing those what I would call ammunition, all right, to shoot against the upright. Okay, so that's what they're doing now. All right, all these things is not, you know, they're devising an evil plan. All right, not because, you know, they just, oh, you know, we just need to help the world. No, this is a setup. That's why the title of the video or the article says that this is a Trojan horse. Anyone who knows the story about the Trojan horse is exactly what's going on. You know, it says, if it is called, oh, we read that already. All right, continue. It says, however, we do not know from the draft of this Demic Treaty that it will be binding. It's like him. Bring that back. It says, however, we do know. Okay, we do know from the draft of this Demic Treaty that it will be binding. I knew I didn't sound right after I read it. All right, it says, they say it right in the treaty. It will be as if the U.S. Congress and the president signed a law that does all these things. See? It says, Article 6, Smith confirmed it is evident in Article 6 of this agreement that it promotes abortion on demand. Okay? On demand. All right. He said the HUDAT Secretary General has entered into agreements with several pro-abortion groups, including Planned Parenthood, a group out of the European Union, and the Center for Productive Rights. Now, why? If you're all about health, why are you pushing things that's anti-health? Right? Why are you pushing things that's pro-death? You see what I'm saying? The hypocrisy is on full display, man. That shit is crazy. All right. It says, he said there are no gestational limits on abortion right up until the moment of birth. He also points out that this agreement does not protect healthcare professionals, including doctors who don't want to be participants. Ooh, you're gonna lose your license. Those who, you know, doctors who are true about what they do and actually are sincere, all right, they will lose their license because they're gonna go against this whole draconian science, anti-life BS. Okay, in the name of science and life. You know, it says the press conference acknowledges this treaty or agreement calls for surveillance and digital IDs. This treaty sets the stage for the MOTB system described in Revelation 13. You see? And we're going to get that. All right. It says humans, animals, and plants. He calls it all. It says the HUDAT still plans to use One Health as a vehicle to control humans, plants, and animals, all in the name of environmental health. Once this treaty is approved, the HUDAT will have total power and control over matters related to health and climate change. All one needs to do is look at nations like Nigeria. Right? In November 2023, Nigeria held its National One Health Steering Committee meeting. That led to the country's president signing the One Health approach into law, designed to balance the health of people, animals, and plants as though all three are of equal value. Right? See, so they're bringing everything together. So whatever therapies that they're going to have for these animals, guess what? They're going to have those same therapies for the people as well, and for the plants. That's why the scripture tell you in Revelation 12 and 12, woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. Okay, that means people, animals, plants, or Esau's coming in hot. Okay, his mind is to destroy the earth because he knows that his time is up. So he's of the mindset of, well, if I can't have it, then none of you can either. Okay, we're going to be going underground anyway. Might as well just fuck up this shit so you guys have no way of revolting. You have no way of grouping back up. You have no way or will to fight back. Right? We're going to just unleash AI robots up here. We're going to go down into our bunkers and then watch in peace and enjoy our lives. You know what I'm saying? And then watch you guys struggle. Fighting against each other, beating each other up, fighting against AI and all this shit. That's their vision. That's their plan. That's their goal. You know? And then once the dust settles, they'll come up, you know, like the phoenix rising, they'll rise up from the grave or whatever. And then come and instill some type of order. Nope. Not going to work. Not going to happen. Okay? Not going to happen. All right, because these plans that they have is not, you know, they're not thinking more like, oh, well, Yahushua is coming back, so let's hurry up. No, they're thinking more like, this is our plan for the future. Like, this is it. We're establishing a new world order. We're going to continue to have dominion over the earth forever. We're going to merge with with robots, and then we're just going to live in a meta bullshit world forever. Like, this is just it. You see, that's why they're taking these steps. These are steps, or what I should say, foundational steps for that so-called new world order. But as it tells you in the book of Job, when he's about to fill his belly, you know, while he's still eating, then the Most High is going to start raining the fires on his ass, man. You know? So they're not going to see it coming. They're just going to see it when it's coming. You know? When it starts firing down on the ass, that's when they're going to see it. Right? It says this global effort is part of the United Nations Sustainable Development Program. In fact, the White House issued a fact sheet in February 2022 endorsing the United States commitment to the global health security agenda. So there you have it. All right, Biden already put your name in there for you, so don't worry about it. All right. Remember, hey, look, the Lord got beef with America. All right, and you're not going to escape that. None of you Babylonians are going to escape the judgment of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. So everything we're reading is the gateway for the Most High to open the gates of hell. Okay, he's going to unleash all these demons, the death angels, or they're going everything. They're going to be out here in these streets wilding out. Okay, you got gang members coming after you. You got the government with their armies coming after you, right? You got spiritual demons all around coming after you. No breaks, none. See, none. It says, continuing, you can find this fact sheet, blah, blah, blah. Okay, now we go down to the CDC. It says, in America, the CDC and the Centers for Disease Control will be the arm pushing this agenda. It seems the Global Health Security Agency is on track to reach its 2024 goal of global acceptance and finalizing the world's first demic agreement. Okay. Now, why do you think they're pushing so hard for a world acceptance of this shit? Because again, this is the gateway for the whole world to receive, or for them to administer to the whole world the MOTB, man. Okay, they have to have the whole world under one accord, and then they can start pushing those draconian measures. You see, it says the Global Health Security Agenda, the Hudat Demic Treaty or Agreement, and One Health may soon become reality. Soon become reality. Okay, and that soon is closer than you think. Okay, it's closer than you think. Days are flying. Okay, the days are flying. Sometimes we say these things like, oh, they're saying by May of blah, blah, blah. Bro, it was just 2020 when all this shit started. We're in 2024. 2019, 2018 was 5-6 years ago. Can you believe that? And it went by just like that. Okay, so the Lord is definitely speeding up the days, man. We're definitely in the last days. All right, and that's why these devils are scrambling. You know? And when you have a fugitive scrambling, he becomes violent. Okay, because you're not only are you exposing him, but he's exposing himself. You see? And the last thing he wants is attention on him. But it's too late. It says the Hudat-Demic Treaty is to be voted on later this month. It requires a 2/3 majority vote to pass. 2/3. The One Health agenda will cover multiple aspects of everyday life, from our diets to our health care, how and where the population can live and work, to deciding what constitutes water and land pollution. So putting chemicals in water and so on and so forth will not be considered pollution if they don't say it's pollution. You see what I'm saying? So it's all based on what they say. Then it carries weight. It says there will not be an aspect of life as we know it that will not be influenced by this proposed treaty. See, if this treaty receives the majority vote needed to pass, the way it stands now, there will be a 10-month deadline for member states to reject the amendments, which means that come May 2025, life will be much different. See? So there you have it. Okay, there you have it. And this is all biblical prophecy. Okay? This is all biblical prophecy, man. All right, let's finish off with this precept and we're going to close it out. All right. Here's the book of Revelation, chapter 13. Start off at verse 14. It says, "And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak, and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark or charagma in their right hand or in their foreheads, so that what? And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. Okay, the Chai Psi stigma. All right, and they're using the medical or so-called health care, all right, to bring about these deadly, ways of living, if you will. It's almost like an oxymoron, right? A deadly way of living, But that's Esau, the city of confusion, man, the man of sin. This is what he does, okay? But the Lord is using them to propel everything into the direction of that mark of the beast, which is the charagma, okay, the charagma, all right, which is the RFID microchip. Okay, that's going to be your ticket in this society to buy or sell or to engage in any form of activities in this society very soon. All right, and as you know, I believe May of next year, they're saying that all Americans must have a real ID, which is all digital. Okay, unless you don't want to participate in society, then that's fine. They'll come after you soon. Okay, they got signed for that too. All right, because remember the scripture says causeth all. So that causeth, going into the word poeo. All right, they're constructing, they're setting up a world or a stage, and everyone is going to have to play on that stage. Once you come off that stage, you off grid, you don't exist. So in order to exist, which nowadays is very important to exist in a digital world, you need to have ID, you have to have some form of digital presence because everything is digital, right? Going to the days where, even teaching the truth, you know what I'm saying? You get more people watching you digitally than people in person, right? I do fitness training and so on and so forth. Fitness training years ago, you train people in person and so on and so forth. Nowadays, everything is digital. You put the workouts up there, people watch it, and then you do what you gotta do from there. People are using the platforms of social media to push out information. That's why Esau wants to shut that shit down, or at least police it on a draconian way, draconian measures. All right. But yeah, man, we in those days, man. So we're gonna pay attention and see how this thing all plays out. You know what I'm saying? But pay very close attention to the things that are happening on the side as well. All right, because it kind of gives you an indication of how far we are from this thing being fully implemented upon the face of the earth. Okay, So we'll watch and we'll see, and as well as pray. All right, so that Yahweh Bashim Yahushua continue to keep us, all right, from going off, all right, from falling on the wayside and so on and so forth. Because as you can see, a lot of dudes are stumbling, man. Yo, the Lord, yay, a lot of dudes are stumbling, all right, and judgment is definitely following with it. Okay, definitely coming, heavy judgment coming, man. All right. So anyway, I'm going to leave it off there. Lord willing, you are edified and informed. In closing, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachakodash, the water Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. Until next time, Shalom.